Well, hey there everybody, how y'all doing? I hope everybody's having a wonderful day or night, and welcome back to my channel as always on Deluxe. Alright, let's do another freaking Transformer review because I love some freaking Transformers. I love some Legends and Dinobots. Finally got this guy in. Square MS-B56 Tyrannasaurus Rex. This is Grimlock. Man, been looking forward to this guy for a while. I can't wait. I'm going to do a review of him, and then I'm going to do a versus with the New Age one. But there's the box art. Looks good. I like it. Magic Square, all that good stuff. Magic Square right there. Right there. T-Rex on the back. You got some stats. You want to look at that. That's pretty cool. You got a nice little picture right there. That's nice. And there you go. And there you go. All right. Let's take a quick look at what Grimlock comes with. All right. First thing first, they do get a little collector's card. Nice thick stock and everything. Just the same as on the front of the box. T-Rex or Tyrannosaurus Rex, MS-B56. And on the back, you got some stats. Not very fast. They're very strong. I gave them more intelligence than I thought they would, but, yeah, that's cool. All right, instructions. Man. There you go. Kind of a little harder on the, transformation than the New Age ones, but we will see. All right, you get his gun, which is nicely well done. It's got some, I don't know what that is. I got that off. Okay. So just black plastic, nice little sculpt work right there. You do get two sets of a set of hands. You come with the ones with the open hand, and then you got the kind of jazz hands, and it does have a hinge, so you can go up and down. So that's pretty cool. You get a set of those. You get the fish from that one episode, in kind of a turquoise greenish plastic. I don't know if that's paint or not. Probably not. You do get a sword. That's nicely painted, nicely silver. I like that. A little sculpt work in there. That is nice. And why not give him a crown? Because he is king. He is King Grimlock. So just yellow plastic. That's pretty cool. Nice little accessory right there. All right. So that is all that Grimlock comes with. Whee! All right. And here is Magic Square Tyrannosaurus Rex, or their Grimlock, in two colors. And he is very, very Toon. I mean, the way they use their plastic, it's got that matte finish, kind of the soft plastic other than what New Age does. So it's got a, just a wonderful, wonderful G1 feel to it. And I think it looks pretty good. In Dino mode, looks really nice. I like it. You do got some paint, not a whole lot, but you do got some green and red and blue right here and up top right here. Then you got a red stripe right there. And then blue right here for the eyes. Now it does have the option to open it up just like the New Age one, and you can turn around and make him, angry. You can do the red eyes. If I can switch. Oh, okay, so you got to pull it up a little bit like that, and then let's see if I can do this right. I think that's how it goes, like that. No, it don't go like that. There we go. All right. Golly. So yeah, there you go. You can change it to red. That's cool. And all that stuff. And here's the belly. The yellow plastic and everything. Got the gray plastic, yellow plastic right here. Some more, this darker gray. And then you got the light gray for the tail. There you go. You can put the gun up here just like on New Age. You can put it up there, or you can turn it around and you can put it up here. If you want to do that, you have that option. That is nice. All right, so as far as articulation, so you do have a swivel right here. It goes all the way around. You do have an up and down motion like that. That's nice. You can open up the mouth. And you do have a, a port like there, just like the New Age one. He doesn't come with the blast effect. I mean, if you want to do this, you could put the sword right there and kind of, it looks goofy. You can, the toy version of New Age has that option as well. It comes with a sword like that. So, that option. So nice gray teeth and everything, no paint. As far as the little teeny T-Rex arms, you can go all the way around. You do have all the way up and everything like that. You can smell the armpits. You do have a nice bend right there and all that stuff. So you have great range of motion. Then you got a little ball peg for the little hands and everything. So, you can, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? So yeah, you can do that. That's pretty cool. All right, so one of the points I don't like of this right here is really loose on mine. I wish it tabbed in better, especially on the surface of mine. Sometimes he'll start, like that. So just be wary of that. I just wish it tabbed in a little better. But you do have, outwards motion like that. You do go all the way around. You can get some dynamic poses if you want to use that, but it's kind of loose, so just be wary of that. Now with this one, you can bend this way or you can bend this way. So you have those options right there. You can, if you don't want them that tall. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you want to, you can, push it in and you can make them a little shorter. And I don't like that gap either right there. That's kind of unsightly right there. So I kind of wish I would have done something with that. With the toes, they can go down just like, normal and everything. So that's good. No really tail movement. You got a little wiggle waggle, not much at all. Nothing to write home about. So not much with the tail, a little up and down. Can't really tell anyways, but yeah, that's about it. So really the biggest, complaint I have is just this. It's really loosey-goosey and everything. So and the little space right there. But that's, that doesn't bother. If that doesn't bother you, then that's fine. Some people it won't and some people it will. But yeah, very nicely done. You can see, that's loose right there. So yeah, kind of wish that was a little tighter and everything. You can hold the fish if you want to. You can put his hands in there, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. That is Magic Square Grimlock. All right, there's Wheelie. You got Magic Square Prowl. You can hear my dog click-clapping through my house. There's a New Age Toxitron, or Prime Mold. There is a Deluxe Red Alert. Dustbuster Jazz. And I'm going to throw another Jazz. Here is Fansoy Jazz. So you can tell he's pretty tall. So that is nice. So there you go. There's some scale for you. All right, back to transformation. Here is Grimlock from Magic Square. Looks pretty good. Like I said, it's straight Toon. I mean, he is Toon like he just stepped out of the cartoon from the 80s. And it looks pretty good. All right, so there's a head sculpt. Nice blue visor. All this yellow. Like I said, not a whole lot of paint. You can see some paint down here. A little blue, red, and green right there. And the visor is painted blue as well. Coming to the back, you got the red stripe right here. And underneath, well, you know, saw the back of that. You can see that. All right, so as far as articulation, you can look down. Not much. I don't think I consider even look down a little bit, not much. You can look up quite a bit. It's on a ball peg all the way around and give you a little attitude as well. So that's pretty good. Now these little wings can move. They can move back and forth, up and down a little bit. So you can, and they got some sculpt work in there, so that's pretty cool. You can see that. That's very nice. The little TRX arms, you can have them up here. I like them like that, kind of gives them more, you know, menacing kind of look to it, but you can fold them down if you want to. You can move them out of the way if you want. All right, so with the arms, okay? So, like I said, I just don't like that. I wish it tabbed in. This is really loose. The tolerances on this are kind of loosey-goosey in some areas, especially up in this area right here, around the shoulder area. The tabs, you know, they tab in fine, but once you start manipulating him, they may seem, you know, come loose a little bit. So, but yeah, like that, you can go up to there. So, very nice. A lot there. You can go all the way around. You know, you can run into the wings, but you can manipulate and, you know, get it around if you want to. But I think, you know, going up to there, that's just fine. You do got the, you know, butterfly. That's nice. Like I said, I just wish it tabbed in a little better. Let's see. Okay, so you do have a 90-degree elbow bend, but then you got a little more, so that's pretty good. And you can extend them a little bit if you want to and get a little more. But kind of like, I like it extended on Dino mode, but then I like it like that collapsed for arm mode because it kind of looks a little goofy, you know, like that. But anyway, you got that. You do have a bicep. So when you try to do the bicep swivel, they will come on loose because it is pretty tight. So like I said, tolerances are a little weird. You got a swivel for the hand. This is the hand it comes with. And you can move these a little bit too as well if you want, the little claws. So that's nice. So you come, some of that stuff is just coming on tab a little bit. You do have a waist swivel. You may have to lift up the little dino head a little bit because it will run into the side, but you get the full waist swivel, and you do have a nice ab crunch, and you can look up like that. Doesn't defeat the purpose of it. I like that a lot. Right there. All right. So there are flaps right there, but you can do the full Van Damme all day. Actually, a little further up if you want to. So full Van Damme, that is nice. Move that down. You can kick all the way up there. That is nice. Nice little kick. And then back, not as much. With the Magic Square, they usually kind of hinder that right there. The little butt flat doesn't move. Now you do have a thigh swivel, and you also have a knee swivel as well. So it's very nice. I did put in there that in Dino mode, you do have a swivel. It's the, you know, the thigh, I'm sorry, the elbow swivel, bicep swivel. You do have, I did mention that, I put that across in letters. I forgot to show it, but it is there. Golly. All right, so you got a nice knee bend. Love that. Great posability. No toe tip up or down, but you have a beautiful rocker. So you got all that action going on. And there you go. Kind of just wish that tabbed in a little better. See, that's coming on tab right there. Yeah, see, the tolerances up here are kind of a little wacky. But, and then the back, he does have a, I think it looks good, actually. Kind of, slimmed right there. So that's pretty good. But you can move the head out a little bit if you want. Have that option. And there's the back. You do got a little sculpt work in there, not much. All right, there you go. That is articulation. Let's bring some stuff in. So to switch out the hands, you just lift down that right there, and it's on a little ball peg. You just pop that off, and you can put the hand right there. Just make sure you kind of line it up right. There you go. All right, he can hold his sword just fine, like this. See, that just comes on tab so easy. I wish it tabbed in a little better than that. And the gun. Yeah, see right there, that's another. All right, so there he is holding the hand. And you do have, there's some indentions right there in the crown. You kind of got to work with it. It doesn't really, it's kind of a pain in the butt to get on there. You just got to get in right. There you go. I'll just take that back. That was easy. It took me a little while the first time I was trying. I was like, why is that not going on? So there you go. Just got to put it a certain way, and there you go. He is King Grimlock. So there you go. There is Magic Square Grimlock, and I think he looks pretty good. Just got some issues. Couple issues, not terrible. All right, there's New Age Optimus Prime, Megatron, Mirage, and Bumblebee. And Dr. Woo Woo Woo, Ultra Magnus, Ramjet, and Cosmos. All right, from Magic Square, we got Ultra Magnus, we got Optimus Prime, we got Mirage, we got Ratchet, and we got Perceptor. And I threw in DX9, they're Magic Square as well, and that's their Chrome Dome. And the Iron Factory Seeker, Core Class Wheelie, and then Tits McGee Retcar. And that's some scale for you. And Crapagonics, Crappy Tool Paper, AAA Battery, Carmex, Care Bears, Kicker, and Squeaks. More scale. Well, hey there, everybody. If you've made it this far, as always, I appreciate that. All right, final thoughts on Magic Square. This is T-Rex. This is their Grimlock. And man, it is great to be a freaking Legends collector. So many options. Love this guy. Not perfect. He does have issues. I'll get that out of the way. The tolerances on this thing, man. I just don't like that right there. It is really loosey-goosey. I wish it kind of tabbed in a little better, especially in dyno mode. It kind of starts doing the splits and everything. And that just gets kind of annoying because the bicep swivel is really tight. When you try to move that, this just starts flopping around and everything. So that's a pain in the butt. So yeah, the tolerances are the main issues with mine. In alt mode, the dyno mode, you got that little space in between the legs and everything. That's kind of unsightly, but it's not the big deal. It is and everything. But other than that, I really like this thing, man. It's really awesome. I love the T-Rex mode, man. It's real beefy. I like that. You got the option with the eyes. You can change them out. That's pretty cool. Transformation, engineering is actually, fun. It's not a bad transformation. Magic Square, do a little more, more than what New Age and what Iron Factory and some others do. But this one was actually pretty fun. It's just a little flipping, flapping, all that good stuff. So yeah, once you get it down a couple times, easy. Not bad at all. By now, if you don't like their plastic, you're not going to like it with this one as either. But I like it. I think it does its purpose. Because if they had New Age's plastic, man, with all the engineering they do, you'd probably break some stuff. But I like it. And plus, it gives off that tune. I mean, if you want a G1 Toon Deco of Grimlock, Magic Square will fit that bill. Really nicely done. Like I said, I like the materials. Some people don't. I think I like them. It's pretty good. They've gotten better. It used to be really gummy. Now it's not as gummy as it used to be. Paint-wise, not really much. You got the red, blue, and green down here a little bit. You got the eyes, so not much on the paint. Could be cool to get some more, but like I said, they're going for that toon look, and it does that. Articulation, freaking outstanding, man. You can get this guy in great poses. Really great on articulation. The accessories are pretty cool. You got the sword with his painting. You get the crown because he is the king. You get the gun. You get an extra set of hands, and you get the fish from that one episode. So pretty cool on that. Yeah. So overall, really nice. Just the tolerances, man. That's the only thing that really bugs me about it. Like I said, I'm looking forward to doing the verses with New Age, and yeah, I like the the beefiness. He's got a wider shoulder or chest and everything, and shoulders and everything. And I'll get to that when I do the verses and everything. So, hope you like my review. Hit me up some likes, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Hit me up some comments. Did I miss something? I may have missed something. If I did, I apologize. But I tried to catch it the best I could. But hopefully I did everything correctly, I guess. I tried my best. And I guess I'll see you in the next Transformer review. And as always, be good to yourself, man. Hell freaking Transformers and hell freaking Magic Square and the Dinobots, man. And once again, great time to be a Legends collector. Kick the freaking baby. Oh, yeah. I got crap. I forgot what I used to call him. Oh, well. Crapachronic Starscream or something like that. Oh, Pooper Scooper Starscream. That's what I used to call him. All right, anyways. Good night, folks.